Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. I haven't been around in a while. This is just a video of my review of the show on Amazon, The Boys. This is a review of the second season. Thought it was a pretty good season overall. It was a lot more action packed than first season. It was good. I like the beginning with Black Noir and him fighting against like the terrorists and stuff like that. I thought that whole sequence was cool. Um, I'm just looking at my notes right here. I like Translucent. His funeral scene. I thought was kind of funny how he was like invisible inside of a transparent coffin. I thought that was pretty interesting touch. The Deep and the Colt with Eagle the Archer. The character Eagle the Archer. I know that he's supposed to be like a parody of Hawkeye from the Avengers. So I kind of like that. They had him in there. There's a parody. The Deep character, him being the Colt. I always thought that the Colt was probably going to be like some type of X-Men type of team, possibly that they were trying to do with that. But storyline was okay though. The Deep is, I guess, the comic relief of the show, but the storyline and the cult and all that was okay. Let me see the character Blind Spot. Of course, he's like a parody of Daredevil. I hate the fact that Homelander basically busted both of his eardrums in that scene because I'm a huge Daredevil fan. But that scene was pretty interesting. I like the character. I hope he comes back, even though he probably won't. But let me see what else. I'm just skipping around throughout the season of certain stuff that I like, certain stuff I didn't like. Let me see. I know that they were probably doing a parody of the whole scene where they have Queen Maeve, Stormfront, and Starlight. They had the whole girls get it done scene. Obviously, we know that was like a parody of like the all girls scene from Avengers Endgame. I know that was obviously a parody of it, but they were doing a whole, I guess, feminism, girl power type of scene. I guess they were doing a parody of that too. I love the scene between Stormfront fighting Kimiko. I love that whole sequence of them fighting outside, them fighting into the building and stuff. It was almost like a video game. I like that whole sequence. Kimiko has probably some of the best fight scenes. Her fight scene from the first season where she fought Black Noir, cool. The fight scene that they had with her and A Train in the train station, really cool. I love that whole sequence. But her fight scene that she had with Stormfront, I like that. I like the whole sequence of them fighting all the way through the building. That was really great choreographed. Nice. Um, A Train story arc. I like the fact that they got into more of his past with him coming from poverty and trying to stay into the seven and stuff like that. I like the fact that characters from the South Side of Chicago. I like that too. Let me get back to the Deep. The Deep and the whole Talking Gills thing. I don't know what's up with that. That was kind of weird, but so be it. I guess he's the comic relief, so I guess we don't take it seriously. Queen Maeve's secret girlfriend, that she's protected from Homelander. I like that storyline. I never knew Homelander had that much possession over her that he would, she told the story of the Homelander attacking, killing some guy that had a crush on her. So now she has to have a secret romance, and then of course he ends up calling her out into the news, letting everybody know that she's a lesbian. That whole storyline, it makes you feel for her because she's held captive by him. She can't date anybody else, and when she's finally able to, he ends up letting the world know that she's a lesbian, and all that stuff was, it really kind of makes you feel for her. Let me see. The Homelander and the shapeshifting guy in that house, weird sequence, but it was pretty interesting. I like the fact that at the end where he's talking to his clone, and then he snaps his clone's neck, and then the whole music that plays in the background. I love that whole sequence. That was cool. That I like the whole whatever they did. I like that. That the way that scene was really shot. But it was also very strange, but also pretty interesting at the same time. I guess it was also a reference to the comic book because at the end of the comic book, we know that Black Noir is Homelander's clone. So I don't know if that was a reference to that, but weird sequence, but pretty interesting. Um, Let me see. I like the storyline of Mother's Milk and his dad in the ice cream shop. That was good because you get a backstory on him. We usually only see him and his family, but I do like that storyline too. And also getting some history on Stormfront and her being, obviously a racist and stuff like that. I guess both storylines kind of correlate with each other. I do like the fact that they don't give Mother's Milk the comic book storyline he had because that storyline was weird. So I'm like the fact that they changed that too. So I'm giving something more normal. It seemed like they're giving Homelander Mother's Milk storyline from the comic books, everything with the milk and all that stuff like that. So, I'm happy to change it around. Stormfront using memes to take Homelander shine. I thought that was pretty interesting because it brings it to a modern day time period, makes it more realistic because that's the thing that happens in today's time when celebrities get caught up in anything. People make memes, make fun of them. So I do feel that was pretty realistic that that would happen. But also at the end, all the memes that she was making, people make memes about her at the end once it comes out that she's a racist. So that was pretty interesting karma for her. Um, I didn't really care for Billy and Becca's storyline. I thought that was kind of just boring, really. I didn't really find it interesting at all, usually, but I usually would have preferred her character to just be dead, like how it was in the comic books, but they changed it around. She ends up dying at the end of the season anyway, but I thought that whole storyline, the relationship was kind of bland, but I wish we could have seen more A Train though. A Train is one of my top favorite characters in the show. I wish we could have seen more of him, but I did, like I said, I do like they got some more in depth into his backstory and all that stuff like that. I wish we could see more of him, maybe in the third season. The deep storyline with the cult and all that stuff. I thought the cult was, like I said, going to be like the G-Men in the comic books, but I guess that wasn't. That's what I thought it was. But them and that whole can of pop Freshka or whatever it was, I don't really understand what that was. I heard it was some type of something they were using to control people's minds. I'm not sure what that was, but that storyline I didn't really care much about. But I do like the deep scene where he is on a whale and he's fighting against the boys. I did like that. That whole sequence I like, and then when they run into the whale and then they're sitting inside the whale, I like that too. And then I like when they go into the sewers. I thought that was that whole sequence of the boys meeting up with the seven. I love that whole sequence. That was cool. That was probably the best scene I had saw with the deep. Other than that, because we finally get to see the deep do something, even though he pretty much is too dumb to really fight against the seven. I mean, fight against the boys, but still a cool sequence, you know. Let me see. Pushing Queen's Maves. I do find it interesting that they were taking Queen's Maves, her coming out of the closet and like sort of trying to control her, I guess, or try to make a big thing about her sexuality and put it everywhere and stuff like that instead of letting her be. They don't even know anything about her. They're just making it more of a story for her and her being annoyed by it. I found that pretty interesting because it felt a bit realistic. Like they were just trying to exploit her about her sexuality. I felt that pretty interesting how they did that and how she was annoyed by it and they didn't really even know her and she didn't want it to be out. I like that felt more realistic to the real world. I guess how a celebrity might feel if their business was put out there like that. So, you know, the Homelander getting caught on camera zapping the Airbender guy. I thought that was pretty interesting too. That was a pretty interesting scene. It kind of similar to some type of form of police brutality when police get caught on camera killing people and stuff like that. That seemed pretty realistic that Homelander would eventually get caught doing something crazy. Plus, it's a callback to season one where he gets, well, this season when he's caught on camera for the events that happen on the plane that comes back to him. So I like that kind of connection between the two. Queen Maeve at the end uses the camera footage that she used to blackmail on him. So, he keeps getting caught on camera doing bad things. So it ends up blowing back in his face. So that's pretty good too. I like that. Let me see. How much he will turn on him and you can't take it but one. Homelander's scene where he's talking to a group of people, and he's thinking about zapping them all when they're getting mad at him for zapping the guy that was doing the whole airbending stuff. I like that sequence. It was really dark, scary that he's, thinking about zapping all of them, but he decides not to and flies off. Really good scene. Creepy, but I like the way it was set up. Let me see. Kimiko fighting the three guys in a bar scene. I like that. I heard it was like a reference to the comic books, so that was pretty cool too. Let me see. Yeah, that was a cool fight scene. Her ripping some guy's face off. Cool. We finally saw Terror, the dog, Billy's dog. I like that. We finally saw him. Let me see. Change. I'm happy that they changed Lamplighter's storyline from the comic books to how it is on the TV show. I liked it. Instead of having to be some weird zombie locked in some basement, they gave him more depth. So that was pretty cool. I liked his storyline. I wish we could have seen more of him too before he decided to blow himself up. But I liked his character though. I liked the fact also the actor. I forgot his name, Sean Ashmore. He was Iceman in the X-Men movies, and then he ends up having a different type of power. He has fire powers in the boys. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, wish you could have seen more of him though. Seen his character develop more. Let me see. Black Noir. Oh, Black Noir going to Billy's aunt's house. Cool fight scene also. Storyline of him basically the boys trying to set him up and whatever like that, and he ends up just going through all their traps that they have and fighting all of them, just being completely unstoppable. But then at the end, it's crazy how Black Noir's main weakness is he has a nut allergy. So who would have thought that a chocolate bar can stop Black Noir? Who would have known? But that was a cool story, cool sequence. Stormfront and Homelander's romance. Who would have thought? Of course, they changed Stormfront's gender. In the comic book, she's a guy, but in a TV show, she's a female. Their whole relationship feel like it's like Joker and Harley Quinn type of thing. They're all their love scenes, them making love in the alley, all the way to them having the angry fight sex or whatever like that inside the their headquarters. Their whole storyline was just crazy. But it reminded me, like I said, of Joker and Harley Quinn almost, like if Joker and Harley Quinn had superpowers almost. But yeah, their relationship was more entertaining to me compared to Billy and Becca. So let's see what else. Sydney, the bald girl that could explode things. She's interesting. Hope to see her a lot more in season 3. Let me see. Turned on lamplighter, suicide. Okay. I love Black Noir versus Starlight. Another cool fight scene. At the end, I really thought he could have possibly ended up killing her, but I like the fact that Queen Maeve came in. Like I said, shoved the chocolate bar in his mouth and took him out of commission. So that was cool. Let me see. We finally got to see what's under Black Noir's mask. I don't know what that was. He looked like he was a zombie up under his skin. I'm guessing it's not going to be Homelander, but I don't know who he was. But whatever it was, I hope we get to see what's under his mask again. Let me see. Let me see. I thought it was Sydney, the one that exploded all the heads throughout this season, the courtroom scenes, but it was really Victoria. So we're gonna see more of her. I didn't expect that. Homelander at his last scene of the season, him on top of the building, stroking his ego. Yeah, that was very weird scene, but it seemed like it fit him. He's crazy enough to just be that insane. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what Freshka was, the whole soda. I don't know. That was some type of mind controlling thing that was a part of the cult. I don't remember, but that was weird. Stormfront getting exposed. Let's see. Stormfront getting exposed and her getting beaten up by the girls and then getting stabbed in the eye and then her arms and legs are blown off and burnt alive. I guess basically in a comic book she gets jumped by the boys. And in the TV show it's a bit flipped around where, she's getting jumped by Queen Maeve, Kimiko, and Starlight. her whole sequence is kind of ends up her whole end. Her death is pretty much similar to how it is in the comic books, where she gets jumped and stuff like that, and she gets her eye put out and all the other stuff. So I like the way they made it similar to the comic books, but he did something different too. So I'm cool with that. Let me see. I do like the Homelander could have been a good guy. I'm a good father. You know, I do like his storyline of him wanting to just simply get close to his son. He seemed like he cared about him up until Stormfront died, until he ended up accidentally killing Stormfront. So, but he possibly could have been a good father, maybe. You know, if he wasn't obviously homicidal, but you know. Let me see. I didn't know high pitched frequencies was Homelander's weakness. Who would have known that? I would have never known. Um, you know, then also Homelander's scene where he zaps all the soldiers. That was pretty cool too. I like that. Him coming out with blood all over him, and I was pretty scary. Let me see what else. What other notes do I have of this season? Oh yeah. You see, Homelander was okay. Like the comic, Stormfront is jumped and blinded. But also, I hate the fact that Ryan, Homelander's son, ends up killing his mom too while he ends up killing Stormfront. I hated that. You know, that was pretty hard on him to do. Um, Billy loses his girl and Homelander loses his too, so they both lose women. You know, and they both end up losing at the same time, mainly because of Ryan. But you know. Like I said, Queen Maeve blackmailing Homelander, that's pretty good, but we also know that Homelander is going to probably lose his mind even more over the series, so we got to see how that's going to happen. Uh, A Train's back in the 7 after getting kicked out. Man, and him and the Deep seemed like they were going to become friends, but once he ends up going back into the 7, he just like forget about the Deep and just goes on about his business, you know. But I hope to see, like I said, I hope to see more of A Train, you know, next season. Mother's and then at the end, Mother's Milk get his family back. Ryan's with the CIA, Kimiko and Frenchie, they get closer together, and everybody has a happy ending. You know, Homelander, I guess he gives himself one, but but you know, I kind of like the ending. And then the 7 is short, about 2 members now, I think. And they say Soldier Boy is going to be in the 3rd season, played by the guy that plays Dean Winchester from he plays Dean Winchester from Supernatural. So I can't wait to see how that goes. I always question, how did A Train get over his heart problems really fast? I heard that they took the heart from the other A Train guy, Shockwave, and gave it to him. So I don't know how that happened, but overall, this is the end of my review. I thought this was a good season. Really liked it. You know, I don't really know how season 3 is gonna go. I've been reading a little bit of the comic books, but I gotta say it was a pretty good season. I liked it. Also, I got my Superman shirt on too. You know, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I know I haven't really dropped a lot of content lately, but maybe 2021 I'll probably start to push out more stuff. I'll be honest, I've just haven't gotten around to doing it. But thanks for watching my review of The Boys on Amazon. It's a good show if you're into superhero stuff. Check it out, and you know, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. You know, this is Watcher Darius TV, and thanks for checking out my review.